Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're embarking on a pretty profound journey into the actual architecture of your own mind. If you've ever felt, just completely overwhelmed by the chaotic noise of modern life, or maybe you're feeling trapped by racing thoughts that just literally won't stop, well, you are in the exact right place. We're going to break down what I like to call the silence protocol. We'll be digging into some hard science, a few timeless rituals, and the profound power of deep solitude. And we're going to show you exactly how to completely rewire your consciousness for absolute clarity.
So, why is it so incredibly difficult to release the past, even when our minds are completely exhausted by the weight of it? You know that feeling, right? When you're mentally drained, you're running on empty, yet your brain just keeps looping back to a memory, or a person, or a situation that just doesn't serve you anymore. It's agonizing. But I want to validate that struggle for you right now up front. It's not a sign of weakness, it's literally a sign of biology. Today we're going to zoom out. We need a structural framework to understand how we can reset this loop. So we'll start at the micro level, calming the immediate physical body, and then we'll work our way up to the macro level, completely rewiring the subconscious mind for your ultimate life vision through deep solitude.
Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, calming the immediate mind.
To kick things off, we're starting with the micro phase of our protocol. Because, let's be honest, before we can tackle deep emotional trauma or these massive life goals, we have to deal with the immediate present. We've got to calm the physiological state of the mind first. In the practice of Sattvic Yoga, there are 3 specific physical rituals that serve to instantly ground a chaotic, conscious mind. First up, lighting camphor. This really simple, sensory act is remarkably effective at cutting right through immediate anxiety. The scent grounds you right in the present moment, pulling your focus totally away from racing thoughts. Second, taking a cold water shower along with a full head bath. Now, this isn't just about getting clean. It acts as an intense physiological reset. It actually stimulates the vagus nerve, which helps you feel tangibly lighter, and it instantly snaps your nervous system out of that spiraling fight-or-flight state. And lastly, practicing Anulom Vilom pranayama. This is a specific alternate nostril breathing technique that forcefully de-stresses the body by balancing the left and right hemispheres of your brain. These aren't just arbitrary steps, they're direct physical interventions to pull you out of your racing thoughts and anchor you firmly into the present moment.
Moving right along to Part 2, the neuroscience of heartbreak.
Let's see how all this builds into the next phase. Once your immediate physical mind is grounded, we have to address the heavy emotional weight of the past. Specifically, we're going to look at the clinical insights of neuroscientist Andrew Huberman regarding one of the most common yet devastating traumas human beings face. I really want you to truly absorb this quote. A loss of love and the death grief are virtually identical. This is absolutely critical to understand. Whether it happens when you're 18 or when you're 48, when you're in a relationship that you imagine is going to continue forever and it suddenly stops, the impact is catastrophic. This completely validates the immense, paralyzing pain of relationship loss. You aren't just sad. Your brain is processing a trauma that mirrors the literal death of a loved one.
So what's actually happening in the brain during that heartbreak? Well, your brain relies on a highly complex map to understand reality. When you're deeply attached to someone, your brain maps them into your future and into your physical world. You neurologically expect them to be there. Heartbreak is a severe disruption in that mapping. Suddenly, that person is just no longer available in time and space. So the brain literally has to do the exhausting, energy-intensive work of remapping its entire understanding of reality to process the fact that this person is gone. It's a massive cognitive load. It exhausts your neural pathways, which is exactly why emotional pain makes you feel so incredibly physically tired.
Which brings us to Part 3, healing from digital noise.
And here is where we run into a massive roadblock in the modern world. We've basically created environments that actively prevent this vital remapping of time and space from taking place. Now, in the ancient practice of Raj Yoga, there's a really interesting concept called the power to pack up. It's the ability to mentally and emotionally pack your bags and completely detach from a situation that has ended, withdrawing your thoughts from it entirely. Back in the old days, healing structurally supported this power to pack up. If you went through a breakup, you took the phone off the hook and you diverted your attention elsewhere. Physical and mental distance was practically guaranteed. But in modern times, things have become drastically harder. Through social media, we can constantly check up on others. Instead of allowing the brain to learn that the person is gone, we are constantly renewing that person's presence in our minds. By looking at their posts or seeing their activity, you're basically inflicting a fresh wound on yourself every single day. You are actively blocking your brain from achieving emotional closure and destroying your ability to pack up and move on.
So the crucial point is this: you literally have to let them go. Constantly pursuing someone who is no longer in your life is entirely out of context. It's just not healthy. In extreme cases, society even has a word for it, right? Stalking. Don't do it. The brain absolutely must come to the realization that the person is gone in time and space in order to heal. Exercising that power to pack up and severing those digital attachments isn't just a good idea, it is a mandatory neurological requirement for you to move forward. You must pack up your emotional investment, step away from the digital noise, and give your brain the clean break it needs to finally remap your reality.
Now we're on to part 4, subconscious rewiring and the power to withdraw.
Okay, so now that we've grounded the immediate mind and neurologically released the painful attachments of the past, we are ready to shift to the macro phase. We've cleared the noise. Now, how do we build a future? This requires deep solitude and what Raj Yoga calls the power to withdraw, which is the ability to intentionally pull your awareness away from external distractions and go deeply inward. To understand why this withdrawal into solitude is so crucial, we can look to the powerful wisdom of Sourav Gandhi on how to properly utilize the mind. Our mind is divided into 2 major components, and they function very differently. The conscious mind, it's built for sprints. It acts kind of like a computer's RAM. It handles working memory and current immediate tasks, but because it sprints, it constantly needs rest. On the other hand, the subconscious mind works totally differently. It flows continuously, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, moving steadily in one single direction. It acts as an unstoppable background process. The massive mistake we make is trying to use the conscious mind for absolutely everything. Current daily tasks belong to the conscious mind, but your ultimate life visions, those belong exclusively to the subconscious. And to access that subconscious, you have to exercise the power to withdraw into solitude, stepping away from the conscious sprints of daily life.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how to frame those massive goals once you find that solitude. Think of the biggest vision you have for your life, the absolute ultimate goal you want to achieve before you die, but something that maybe feels overwhelmingly impossible to achieve right this second. That vision is a towering mountain. It's simply too big for your conscious mind to tackle in a single sprint. If you try to chip away at it using only your daily, active working memory, you'll just burn out. You'll become exhausted, frustrated, and honestly, you'll inevitably give up.
So here is the final step in the silence protocol. You must deliberately assign that massive mountain to your subconscious mind. You set it up as a background process. Just imagine handing your subconscious mind a small axe. Because the subconscious never sleeps, it doesn't need to take massive, exhausting swings. It just takes that small axe and starts continuously chopping away at that mountain, piece by piece, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But here's the real secret. This process only runs effectively when it isn't competing with chaos. While your conscious mind is resting and while you withdraw into periods of deep solitude, your subconscious is freed from distractions. It's quietly, relentlessly breaking down the barriers to your ultimate goal. Solitude is the engine that allows this background process to run at full capacity without any interference.
So look, you now have the power to completely transform your mental landscape. You've got the specific physical tools to ground your immediate anxiety and reset your nervous system. You have the neurobiological knowledge and the power to pack up, to sever the digital ties that keep your brain trapped in the past. And finally, you have the mechanics to exercise the power to withdraw into deep solitude, unleashing a 24/7 background process aimed directly at your highest aspirations. All the chaotic noise is gone, the profound clarity is here. So I want to leave you with this one vital question to carry with you. What mountain are you assigning your subconscious mind to chop down today? Thank you for exploring this with me, and I highly encourage you to take this newfound clarity and put it to work immediately.